Hello, my name is Lori. Today I'm going to talk about a recent trip that I took to a fabric store called Foam and Fabric Outlet. It's located in Fletcher, North Carolina. I was looking for a new place to go, and I was just looking at fabric shops online, and I chose this one because they had quilting fabric as well as interior decorator type fabric. When I went into the store, it was pretty good sized store. I feel like it was pretty big. You know, I've seen bigger stores, but it was pretty good size. I have to admit, there really weren't any extra pictures online to really give you a good feel about what was in the store. So I was really hoping I would go to one of those stores that's just floor to ceiling fabric. I've seen reviews of places like that online, and none of them are close to where I live. So it's going to have to be like a long-term goal, I guess. But for right now, this type of place it's a couple hours from where I live, we'll just have to do. And it really was a great store. They had the outlet part of the store. They had fabric that looked like the bolt board had just been pulled out of the fabric, and they had tables with 3 or 4 or 5 layers thick of bolts that had just been pulled off the board, and they called them flats, and they were $5.99 a yard, and they had a pretty good selection. Basically, I feel like if I'd had more money to spend, I probably would have bought a lot more of it. But the fabric that I did buy some of that, but the rest of the store, which I would say was most of the store, was basically your regular quilt shop type fabric. They did have all good brands that I could tell. They had, you know, Michael Miller's, of course, and Kona solids. You know, they had Stonehenge. You know, so they had the whole range of name brand type fabrics there, for the regular $8 a yard for the solids to, you know, about $13 a yard for the nicer name brand type of prints. I ended up spending about $690. It's probably more than what I would have liked to have spent, because when I went, I was really hoping there would be more outlet prices than high-end prices, but I did end up buying a lot of fabric, so I feel like I got what I needed, and then a few other things that for future projects and stuff. And one thing I bought that I was very happy to see is this right here, which is fusible interfacing. I do a lot of embroidery, and I do a little bit of applique, and fusible interfacing is fantastic thing to have to make those jobs a little bit easier. It was $1 a yard, and I just really feel like that's a really good price. Years ago, you could get it for $1 a yard at Joann's or Walmart or wherever. But now the Pellon on the boards for fusible interfacing is, you're gonna pay more than $1 a yard. And sometimes maybe you could get it on sale, but like they had Pellon interfacing there at Foam and Fabric, and it was $3.50 a yard. I mean, that's full on retail and then some. I really felt like it was a lot. So they had fusible interfacing like on a roll. I couldn't believe it, because they also, like I was saying, they also had it on the board, on the bolt, and I just felt like, it's like, where did this come from? It was just a random roll of fusible interfacing, and I will probably never have to buy interfacing again, because 100 yards, that's kind of a lot, and it's wide. The Pellon boards, I think they're only 18 inches. And this looks like it's, what would you say this is, about 44 inches? It's like it's amazing. So I'm really glad I saw it and got it. I know it's $100, but it was worth it, considering how much embroidery I do, and I've really kind of started doing applique stuff. So anyway, I thought that was great. Alright, so then I got this fabric right here, and I know you probably can't see it, but it's tone on tone. It has a white hearts on it, and I have a applique project that I'm going to be working on very soon with hearts. That's heart applique. So this right here is brand Patrick, a division of Northcott. So I'm familiar with Northcott, but I'm not familiar with the name Patrick as a line. But I'll put up pictures with the video, and you'll be able to get a close-up view of it. But basically, it has little white hearts on white fabric, and I'm going to do an applique heart. I thought it was kind of funny that I decided to do this applique hearts, and I was just going to use white fabric, and then I just happened to see this, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's like it was meant to be. So I thought that was pretty cool. And I bought 6 yards. No, I bought 9 yards of that. Okay. Use some scissors here. Okay, so I really like having a variety of cream or off-white, because most of the fabrics I make, white doesn't really work. Usually the colors are more it's not bright enough to justify a white as like a background. So I like to have on hand a variety of cream type colors, and so this right here is actually a Christmas print with a pale or cream background, so that's going to be fun to use. I'm just going to have it on hand to use when it's time. And this is a little bit darker. It's almost tan, but once again, it's just to have on hand for when I need those colors. This one right here, I know it's right there, it's kind of hard to see, but this is one of the fabrics that was on the $5.99 table. It says Pippishaw. Figo Fabrics. And this, I was really interested in this because I have another fabric that I think will complement it. Hold on 1 second, I'll go get it. So they're very, very similar. So this is the one I just bought, and this is the one that I have in the house already. And you see, it almost looks like a tree trunk, but they're so similar. I just wanted to get it just to bring it home, just to see if I wanted to see if maybe it was the same brand or something. But this says Stoff Fabrics. I've had this for years. I've used it in a quilt before, and this is all I got left, and I have not been able to find it anywhere else ever. But they're so similar to each other. I was hoping that they would kind of match up, but they might have similar tree rings, but they really don't match in color very much. So maybe I can find a piece of fabric color that will go together with both of them, and between them all I'll be able to come up with something. So here's the just a shade, just barely, like one drop off of white. So it's just a very pale cream, and it can be used as a Christmas quilt or something else. It has some metallics in it. this is going to be very useful, I think. So I've actually started a Christmas quilt with embroidery, and this right here is going to go perfectly with it. When I'm doing an embroidered quilt with pictures, I don't like to use pictures on my fabric that goes with it, because really the quilt is about the embroidered design that I'm doing. And so this, even though it has swirlies, it doesn't have pictures of, like, you know, Santa Clauses and, you know, poinsettias and things like that. So this fabric right here is specifically for the Christmas quilt I'm about to make, and I'll show you what I'm talking about for my embroidery. So I downloaded this embroidery design from the name of the website's EMBLIBRARY, Library. I've gotten probably 1,000 embroidery designs from them. The design is called Christmas Jubilee, and so basically this is what the pictures look like. They're, I guess you might call them cartoonish. I'm not really sure what the right term is. So they're simple pictures, but I just love them. They embroider out really, really well. And so I'm going to use the green as a border around each block. I felt like it was a good match. Alright. So next is this right here. I got some Steelers fabric. My brothers are into the Steelers. I imagine this type of fabric you can buy just about anywhere, right? But I saw it there, so that they had a whole bunch of sports teams you could buy fabric for. What I found interesting is that the prints for sports teams hasn't really changed too much in the last 25 years. So the fabric, they were printing this 25 years ago. And like I have family members who are Dallas Cowboy fans, and it's the same fabric that it was. You know, it wasn't inspiring at all, to tell you the truth. And I only got this because I haven't made a quilt for my brothers in years, so I just, spur of the moment, decided I'll make them a couple of little lap quilts or something. Alright, so I got some more cream color because I like to have a variety. And here's some red to put with. This is Kona cotton. I don't think it's supposed to bleed, but I'm going to wash it, which means I'm going to have to wash the other fabric too. But the other fabric's a print. So I think that this is going to be fine. What I'll do is I'll wash like a little bit of it and see if it bleeds. Yeah, and that way I don't have to wash the whole thing. Let's see what else. And I got some Kona white. I know they sell Kona at other places like Hobby Lobby and Joann's, but it doesn't feel the same as this Kona. This Kona is so soft, and I really appreciate soft. So I might use this as the backing for my sister's quilt that I'm working on. But maybe not. I don't know. We'll see. It's so soft. I think that it would be an appropriate backing for my sister's quilt. So I think that's probably what I'll use it for. So I got 6 yards of it. Let's see. They had bins of stuff. And one of the bins, like, they just had like a bin of towels. And I got a couple of towels because my towels are kind of worn out. So this right here is the fabric you would use for sports attire, like if you were to have a jersey, I guess you might use this in this right here too. But I've made a couple of bags, a couple of backpacks, and the pattern calls for, you know, as an option is to have like netting. And I was thinking this might be a good because it has the holes in it. But anyway, it was just for fun. It was like $4 a pound. So I thought that was pretty nice. It's worth it just to try it. Alright. So this was in the bin of, you know, the remnants. And I almost didn't get it because really the only reason why I would get it is to make a bag. It's vinyl. Is to use it to make a bag with. And so that was my idea, is to use it to make a bag. It was $20 for 1 7/8 yard. So that's $10 a yard. A little bit more than that actually. But I don't know. I like it. It'll make a nice bag. It was just, once again, impulse. Way too much impulse spending. So I got a yard of Stonehenge. It was $5.99, $6 a yard. I thought that was a pretty good deal for Stonehenge. And this one too. I feel like they go together pretty nicely. And this one. $5.99 a yard. I felt like that was a good deal for Stonehenge. So they have a whole new section. They must have gotten new bolts in because they had a huge section of Stonehenge. A couple more things I got. This right here is toweling. And I love it because it looks kind of retro. And my towels are getting kind of worn out and old, so I thought this will be a fun project just to make some new towels. And this is really adorable. Christmas towel, once again retro. It was $8.99 a yard. I felt like that was a little pricey, but you know, maybe I don't buy toweling usually, so maybe that's normal. I don't know. Oh look, another Stonehenge. This is not gorgeous. Added to my Stonehenge collection. And then just for fun, I got this right here. It's looks like fabric you might use for in a children's quilt. Little horses, little girl riding horses, and I just think it's so cute. And I think I'm gonna make like a baby quilt with it. And let's see what else. Got a couple of spools of thread of colors I don't have. They're kind of fluorescent. And I got 2 packages of needles for my overlock machine and my serger machine. They were $1.50, so I feel like that was a really good deal for 5 needles in each package. And I got a couple of, just for kicks, these are clasps you would use like if you were making a little box. And I was thinking that they might work on a bag. And then I got some webbing. This was $3.49 a yard. I got it for my aunt's bag. I was thinking that she might like that. And then this right here is just to have on hand. And then this right here, it's nice and stiff. This right here was really cheap though. It was $1.40, and it looks like it's good stuff. I really like it. Alright. And then last but not least, got my towels for my hair. They were $4 a pound, and I don't know how much this weighs, but it's a couple pounds anyway, so I'm going to think it's probably $4 a piece. So that's all the stuff that I got on this trip. I feel like I spent too much money, but I also feel like I got everything that I will use. So I don't feel like I bought a bunch of stuff that I'm not going to use for projects later on. But this will keep me busy. I'm going to guess besides the other 2 trips I went on, I have enough fabric to finish projects through the rest of the year. Feeling pretty good. Yeah, that's what I think. I guess time will tell. So anyway, that's it. I hope you enjoyed looking at all the fabric that I bought. Once again, I went to Foam and Fabric Outlet. It's in Fletcher, North Carolina. It's really close to Ashland? Is that the name of the town? You know, where the Biltmore estate is. Anyway, sorry, you can tell I don't go there very often. Don't even know the name of the town. So anyway, I appreciate you hanging out with me for a little while, and I hope you enjoyed looking at my fabric as much as I enjoyed buying it. I was probably at the store all together, I think I was there for 3 hours, because I had to look at every single thing. Alright, thank you very much. Bye-bye.